And try to remember that you do love yourself.
Incoming! Closer incoming!
It's not taking it.
Oh, you washed up.
Sorry?
Welcome to the island of discarded women, my friend.
I used to be somebody. Are you that woman on the radio?
Your island job is peladora de papas.
Sorry, what?
Potato peeler, 87% match for your skills.
Okay, that's not. Anyway, what is the second best match then?
Host of the Island Podcast.
Are you kidding me? No, see, that's me. That's perfect for me. That's the
I love shining with you.
Hey, Laurie.
Hey.
Welcome to our island.
Thank you. I've always wanted to see the island, and here I am.
Yes, well, it's just so great to have you here.
I do
What?
have a question for you.
Okay, shoot.
Well, I noticed a sign in front of the coffee hut that
Yeah.
says there is no ice on the island.
Right, there's no ice. No ice on the island.
No ice whatsoever?
No, there's no ice on the island.
But
No.
what about drinks?
You want to have drinks with ice?
Well, sure.
Well, okay, Laurie, that is very weird.
You've never had drinks with ice.
With ice? No. And I never would, no.
Well, I only like ice if I'm feeling hot.
Okay, I have zero desire to hear about you feeling hot with ice, Laurie. That is just
What?
kind of
It's
blowing
just
me away.
ice, Sue.
There was nothing just about ICE, Laurie. And now there's been this shooting in Dallas with detainees as victims, not ICE agents. And we're being blamed of it because we don't like those masked ICE agents roaming around.
Oh.
Wait, what?
You're talking about ice.
What were you talking about?
You know, ice.
Oh, ICE. You were talking about, sorry. Good. Whew, because I thought feeling hot with ice, weird, ew. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Laurie.
Hello.
Oh.
My name is Miri.
Yeah,
For
okay.
English,
Oh,
say
what the hell is that?
I'm sorry. This is Mary, our virtual assistant, and we woke her up. When you say hello, it wakes her up. Mary, we were talking about ice.
Did you mean ice, frozen water, or a brittle, transparent, crystalline solid?
Yes.
Okay. Did you mean ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency?
Yes.
A shooter opened fire on a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Dallas on Wednesday,
Yep.
killing one detainee and critically wounding two others.
Yes.
The gunman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. No law enforcement agents were hurt in the shooting.
It is the guns, people.
And the Supreme Court certainly isn't helping with their court order allowing ICE to just stop anyone they want.
No, of course not.
The
Of course
Supreme
not. Of course
Court
not.
lifted a restraining order allowing Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE to resume sweeping immigration raids without having to rely on reasonable
I
suspicion
know.
of immigration status.
I know, it doesn't make any
This
sense.
decision allows ICE to use factors like a person's race, ethnicity, or accent as a basis for stopping individuals for immigration
I know.
enforcement.
They're just legalizing racial profiling.
Of course they are. I mean, Mary, for instance, with her accent, she could totally be profiled by ICE. I mean, if you were real, Mary, that meant if you were real.
I'm
like a
sorry,
real person.
I didn't understand the question.
Yeah, but I don't understand it either. They're just demonizing immigrants.
Well, only certain immigrants.
Right. Gosh, it makes me think of those Statue of Liberty memes. You know, with the ones with the tears like pouring down her cheeks.
Or the one where she's sitting on the pedestal with her head buried in her hands.
Yeah. Or there's the one where she's walking through the water back to France. She's got a suitcase in one hand, and on the other hand is a middle finger held high.
Those beautiful words from Emma Lazarus's poem, particularly the second half, they're ringing completely hollow right now.
Right. I mean, come on, people. These asylum seekers, they're following the laws that are currently in place.
Keep
Please.
ancient lands, your storied
Yes.
pomp, cries she with silent lips. That was
Tierras de
right,
antaño,
yes.
quédense con sus historias pomposas, exclama ella,
Yeah.
con labios silenciosos.
give me your tired, your poor.
Dadme tus cansados, tus pobres.
Your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
Tus masas amontonadas, gimiendo por respirar libres.
The wretched refuse of your teeming shore.
Los despreciados de tus congestionadas costas.
Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me.
Enviadme a estos, los
I
desposeídos,
lift
basura de la tempestad.
My lamp beside the golden door.
Levanto mi lámpara al lado de la puerta dorada.
You know, I didn't realize till recently that the statue was originally conceived as a gift to America to celebrate the end of slavery. Right, Mary? I didn't know that, right?
The Statue of Liberty was the brainchild of French abolitionist Édouard Laboulaye. He enlisted the services of sculptor Frédéric Bartholdi to create a monument honoring the emancipation of slaves in America.
Did you know this?
The original design of Lady Liberty had her holding broken chains in her left hand.
Right.
But the wealthy American backers were opposed to the idea that the statue would acknowledge slavery and did not want chains on the monument.
Right, because we don't want to think about slavery, right? No.
Acquiescing to the wealthy Americans, Bartholdi changed the design so that Lady Liberty will instead be holding a tablet in her hand with July 4th etched in Roman numerals.
See, I didn't know
But he decided to keep the shackle and broken chains attached to her feet. Because of the height of the pedestal where the statue stands, most visitors are unaware of the shackles and chains.
Were you aware of this?
The wealthy in power erasing history they don't like. Sounds kind of familiar.
Oh, yeah, you think? Yeah, you think? And what do we do about that, Laurie? What do we do?
What do we do?
Yeah.
We speak up. We
Okay.
show up. We
Okay.
write letters.
Okay. Okay. Yes. And speaking of letters, I did write a letter a few years ago to the male power elites in Washington, and I never heard back. So I decided to rewrite that letter and send it again with a few updates. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll read it to you. I just got to set it up here a little bit.
Do-wop-be 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 do-wop-a-ba do-wop-be 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 do-wop-a-ba do-wop-be 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 do-wop-a-ba do-wop-be 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 do-wop-a-ba do.
Dear Mitch, I know all you older white guys in power are not all named Mitch, but Lindsay can also be a girl's name, and Donald can also be a duck. So, for sake of ease, I'm just going to call you all Mitch for now, okay? So, dear Mitch, I am so sorry that you are so scared right now. You are just scared out of your mind. And how do I know this? Well, come on, the firings and the dischargings and the letting goes of all these amazing women leaders. Like, why, Mitch? Why? Huh? Doesn't make sense.
Goodbye now, baby. It's time I move on. We've been dragging our feet for much too long, and I'm tired of singing this same old sad song.
I mean, you're firing incredible women, Mitch, like Admiral Linda Fagan, the first woman to lead the Coast Guard.
Admiral Lisa Franchetti, the first woman to lead the Navy.
Yep.
Army Lieutenant General Talita Crossland.
Kim Sayet, the first female appointed as the director of the National Portrait Gallery.
Carla Hayden, first woman and first African-American Librarian of Congress.
Air Force Lieutenant General Jennifer Marie Short.
Lieutenant Colonel U.S. Space Force Bree Fram, the highest-ranking transgender officer.
Wynne Wilcox, the first black woman to serve on the National Labor Relations Board.
Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, the only female flag officer on NATO's military committee.
Deborah Rutter, the longtime president of the Kennedy Center.
Dr. Colleen Shogan, the first female archivist of the United States.
Lisa Cook, the Federal Reserve Governor, recently reinstated by the courts. For now.
Karen Ataya, the Washington Post columnist who was fired after directly quoting from a public figure.
And now Federal Trade Commissioner Rebecca Slaughter.
Yes, come on, Mitch. And lots of those women are women of color. But you don't have a problem with women leaders of color, do you, Mitch? No, of course you don't. I mean, they were just fired. They were fired because of what, Mitch? Because of what? Because they were too accomplished, too capable, too many mortgages. I mean, really, Mitch? Really? Because all I can think of is that you're just so threatened by their brilliance that getting rid of them is the only way that you can convince yourself that you are superior, as God meant you to be, of course. Because living with the possibility that you're not superior, oh my gosh, that's just way too scary for you. And of course it is, buddy. I get it.
Goodbye now, baby. It's time I move on. We've been dragging our feet for much too long, and I'm tired of singing the same old sad song.
You know what this makes me think of, Mitch? When I was in the 2nd grade, a girl in my class got stuck hanging from the top bar in the middle of the jungle gym. Somehow she got up there, but she couldn't get down. So she was just hanging there, just under the top bar with both of her hands and as hard as she could. And she was panicked. You could just see it in her eyes. And I bet that's how it feels for you right now, Mitch, huh? You're just holding onto that top bar of the jungle gym just as hard as you can because letting go of the bar is an option, right? I mean, you'd fall, right? But how hard, who knows? So you just keep hanging on for dear life, right? But here's the thing, Mitch. As much as you're freaked out about what life would be like if women had equal power with you, you can't hold on to the bar forever. You just can't. I mean, your arms are already losing circulation, which is why I think you're saying all those crazy things, you know, about women being host bodies. Mitch, your mom was a host body. I don't think so. I don't think so. Or when you said that the 19th Amendment should be overturned. Mitch, mail-in voting does not mean males vote only, okay? Or when you said taking Tylenol would affect sperm, which could cause autism, so men should never take it. Actually, you did not say that. You did not say that. You went for the blame of the woman thing. But anyway, just lots of crazy, crazy things coming out of your mouth right now, Mitch. Clearly, there's a lack of circulation happening here. Clearly.
Take the leap, darling, let go of the bar. I know you're scared of falling, I promise it's not far. Close your eyes and dive down, baby. There's not much left to lose. By the way, it's not me, it's you. No, really, it's not me, it's you.
You know, I know you don't want to hear this, Mitch, but someone needs to tell you. Mitch, you won't have complete control over all women forever. Oops, that's making you tighten your grip on that jungle gym bar, isn't it? But it's true, Mitch, it's just true. So I think it's just time. It's time to just, you know, take off your crown and turn in your cape and throw away your Sharpie and unplug your Tesla. It's just time, Mitch, to let go of the bar. Just let it go. I mean, you're gonna fall a little, but not far. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Promise. I promise.
Goodbye now, baby. It's time I move on. We've been dragging our feet for much too long, and I'm tired of singing the same old sad song.
Now, Mitch, you know I have nothing against older white guys. Some of my best friends are older white guys. Hell, I'm married to an older white guy who I adore. I love older white guys. But your reign is over. You just couldn't handle it, pal, okay? So now it's time to let those of us who've rarely been where you've been or seen what you've seen take our place at the negotiating table or or up in the cockpit or on the podium at the inauguration. I know you're working really hard to silence us and make us go away, but we're not going away, Mitch. We are not a hoax. But you know what? You know what, Mitch? I'd be happy to help you pack up your box and hold your hand as you walk out the door. I could totally do that. So, thank you for your service, Mitch, and all you sons of Mitches. But we'll take it from here. Signed, every single freaking female on the face of this planet.
Leaving you, darling, for somebody new. I know it's a long time coming. I'm sorry to tell you.
So sorry,
that
Mitch.
it's too bad, so sad, baby. What's a girl left to do? By the way, it's not me, it's you.
Yeah, it's you, Mitch.
By the way, it's not me, it's you.
Totally you, Mitch.
By the way, it's not me, it's you.
Zippy Laske. Zippy Laske. Silvia Pontaza. Laurie Flanigan Hegge. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We'll see if we get any response from that letter. I'll let you know. Since our last show here in July, here in Minnesota, of course, we experienced the tragic shooting at Annunciation Catholic School. 2 precious lives lost, many still recovering from their wounds, all of them living with trauma. There were heroes that day, the kids who lay on top of their friends to protect them from the gunfire, the parents who ran barefoot from their cars as soon as they heard, the first responders and the ER staff that immediately rushed in, some of them parents of the wounded kids themselves, the thousands who showed up at that beautiful candlelight vigil that night, the community who's continued to lead with compassion, whether it's leaving buckets full of flowers at the church or tying all of those blue and green ribbons around trees all over the metro, or standing up and speaking out for gun reform. If we were to erect a statue to all of these heroes, all I can say is we would need a really, really big pedestal. God bless them all. And while we are thanking heroes, can we please get a God bless you to Mackenzie Scott, the billionaire philanthropist? She just gave the United Negro College Fund a $70 million gift that will go towards strengthening HBCUs. Thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you for being a billionaire doing something good. There is good. There is good out there. There is. And now, The Evidence of V, a novel in fragments, facts, and fictions by Sheila O'Connor.
Page 1. Where to start V's story? V at 15 in 1935? V sentenced until 21? For what? V, this family secret I discovered at 16. My mother's missing mother never mentioned to me once. Shh. The sound of V is silence. Girl of sealed history like all those other girls. Sealed, therefore buried. State documents I now excavate for answers, an official file of facts that read like fiction. V, a fiction built of fragments, as girls so often are.
Every price I'm made to pay, I pay and pay again. And every girl who's locked away has walked exactly where I've been. What I can't explain. Generations know. It was written in my heartbeat in a song that started many years ago.
Please welcome our special guest, the author of Evidence of V, Sheila O'Connor. Hi, Sheila.
Hello.
Oh, thank you for being here. I know, look at us, we're on stools early.
Oh.
I know, we're doing something different. Thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing all of this energy and all these wonderful things that we're going to talk about your book and everything. First, for those who may not, I don't think there's anybody in the room who doesn't know who you are, but for those who may not, and especially for our podcast listeners, I'm just going to do a really quick little bio about you, okay? So you are the award-winning author of 6 novels, including the latest, Evidence of V, a novel and Fragments, Facts and Fictions. The many honors for Evidence of V include the Minnesota Book Award, the Forward's Editor's Choice Award, Marshall Project's Best Criminal Justice Books of the Year, and more. A multi-genre writer, your short stories, poems, and essays have been published in magazines and anthologies across the country. You've been awarded 2 Bush Fellowships, Minnesota State Arts Board Artist Initiative grants, and a McKnight Fellowship. You're also a professor emerita of the creative writing programs at Hamline University.
I am.
Yeah. So that's Sheila O'Connor. That's Sheila O'Connor, everybody. So, all right. So Evidence of V is based on your search for your unknown maternal grandmother. And tell me what prompted you to embark on this search in the first place.
Well, the search, not for her because she's gone.
Right.
So the search was for the story. What would have been the history of my grandmother, and looking to piece together what was obviously missing from our lives was a person who had had an experience that we knew nothing about. I think that the story started for me when I was a kid.
Yeah,
right?
you tell your book. You share this beautiful story of when you're 12 years old.
Yeah.
And you're going with your mother.
Yep.
Tell that story.
Well, okay. So I was homesick from school, which I was often homesick from school, but to watch soap operas. But my mother, but my mother never stayed home from work. But that day she stayed home from work, and which was very weird. Like, that part of it was so weird. And she said, I have to go downtown to do something. I'm going to take you with me. That was also weird. I never went anywhere with her. And we went downtown Minneapolis, and we were at the courthouse, the place, and she was there, as it turned out, to get her birth certificate, which meant nothing to me.
Sure, of course.
And she waited till her number got called, it was forever. And when she went up to the counter, she asked, the guy disappeared forever. The guy came out. The guy said, here's your birth certificate. And for whatever reason, she looked at it and she said, this isn't right.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to have an argument, like my mom not giving up with it not being right. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then I can't remember. Can I swear?
You can't swear.
Okay.
You can't swear. You
Anyway,
swear here.
All right. So then I was like,
now they're going to wait for you to swear.
yeah.
What's she going to say?
I'm going to find something to throw in here. But anyway, I had no idea what was going on with it. And the argument went on and on and on. And then when we left the office of the birth certificates and we got into the elevator, my mom just said, never tell anybody what we did today. And I was like, what did we do today?
Yeah, exactly.
What was this, I didn't understand what a birth certificate was. I was 12 years old. It meant nothing to me. And then later, when I was 16 and I was on a trip to California visiting one of my great aunts, one of my grandmother's sisters. My grandmother came from a very close family of sisters. And my aunt was showing me pictures of this, old pictures, just flipping through a photo album. And I said, who is that? Who's that with you all? And she said, oh, that's V. And I was like, who's that?
Yeah, right. And they were pictures when they were kids?
No.
Or they were young women.
Yeah, they were younger women.
Okay,
right.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were
Go
women, but
ahead.
you know, she
Yeah.
was with them. She was with her other sisters.
And you're like, well, who's V?
Who's V?
Yeah.
And you know, she just kind of closed the book. I think she maybe said I think she's one of our sisters, and I was like,
Okay.
there's a sister no one ever mentioned.
Right.
You know, that seemed impossible to me.
Right.
And then that was the beginning of me thinking there's something with this sister, and I guess there's something with a birth certificate.
Yeah, right. So then you start to put some pieces together. You said you sort of intuitively started to kind of think, wait a minute, something is not right here.
Yes. Well, I'm very good at intuiting things.
Okay, good.
I have a gift for it. But
Okay.
I just came home from that trip, and in fact, I said to my sister, you know, I think Mom is adopted, and I think one of Grandma's sisters is her mother. And she's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's just totally crazy. And I was like, well, let's ask her, you know. So
Like you do, right?
I'm like,
Let's ask her.
Mom, we're just talking here, and this is what I think. I think you're adopted. And she was like, I am. And then I said, and I think
Like,
one
how
of-
did you know? Right?
Yeah. How did
Right.
you know? And then I said, and I think one of Grandma's sisters is your mother. Like maybe Great Aunt Jean? And she's like, no. And then I said, who? And then she said it was V.
So you're 16 still, and it's like
16.
and
I'd
it's-
never heard of V. I'd never seen her. I had never had, and I mean, this is a close family.
Yeah,
so
right.
somebody missing from a close family was a strange thing.
Well, and then doesn't your mother tell you that this is our secret?
Yeah.
Because-
Yes, she did. She told me that standing in my bedroom that
So
day.
you're 16
She
and
said,
you-
don't ever, again,
Yeah.
don't ever tell anybody about this. And she said because my grandparents, who we adored,
Yeah.
you know, she was an only child. We were their 3 grandchildren. She said they wouldn't want you to know this. So just don't ever bring it up again.
So all I can think of is still you're the 16-year-old kid, and you're like the secrets and the what?
Yeah.
What it was this? But then in college,
Yeah.
you're in college and you get news
That she died when I was in college.
that
Yeah.
this sister V.
This missing person,
Yeah.
had died.
But you know secretly that that's actually your grandmother.
Yes, I did know that.
So you knew
Again,
that.
nobody was saying it, but
Right,
I was
so you
like,
know-
okay, that's my mom's. Mom is dead now, and I
And
will
you'll-
never, I'll never know her. I'll never know her story. Yeah,
Or
I'll
meet
never
her
meet
as
her.
your grandmother.
Right.
So then you said that is what started your. What else don't I
Obsession.
know? What else is a secret? What else
Well,
and why? And why the
Right.
secrets?
I think that. Well, I'm a writer. I
Oh, really?
Think I think our imaginations are really drawn to missing things, missing stories,
Okay.
missing people, and that really occupied my mind because I didn't understand anything about when did she have her? How did she have her?
Right,
What was
right.
this? What transpired to bring us to this point in time, you know?
Right.
So I was always filling in, making up, I don't know, some story that would tell me what happened.
So then you were telling me that the real pivotal thing that started the search that became this, the book became the
Yeah.
product, was you're at a book signing with a friend of yours, an historian.
A historian,
Yeah.
Bill Milliken.
Yeah. And the one thing about the birth certificate was it said your mother was born in Sauk Centre.
Yes.
And she's thinking, well, we never lived in Sauk Centre.
Right.
That doesn't
That's
make
one
any
of the
sense.
things she was mad about when
Yeah.
she saw that birth certificate.
Yeah,
She
like-
said, I wasn't born in Sauk Centre. I was
Yeah.
born in Minneapolis.
Right. The family never lived there. So what are you
Right.
talking that somehow that story gets to this historian and he tells you
Yeah.
there was a homeschool there. Might
Yes.
there have been a connection there?
Yes. Well, he said, which was very generous of him at his very party that we were having for him, but he said, oh, well, there was a girls' reformatory there, a juvenile detention facility. It's possible that she was there when your mother was born. Those records are archived at the Gale Family Library at the History Center. And, you know, maybe you could find something out there.
And then you look into it and the records are sealed for 100 years.
Yes. I called they put me on hold again for a very long time, just like they did with my mother that day.
Sure.
A very long time.
Is this when you're going to swear? Are you going to swear now? Oh.
And then
Did we hear the swear? I didn't hear the
And
swear.
then-
It never happened.
And
She's
then she
working up
came
to it.
and then they came back and they said, yeah, the file is here, but it is sealed for 100 years. So you can't see it.
Right. So bye-bye.
And I'm like, I'll be dead. I was
Yeah.
doing the math on it. We don't have longevity in our
You
family.
said, I
Nobody
will
believes
be
me.
blinking dead, is
Yes,
what you probably
that's
said.
exactly what
That's
I
what you
said.
said. But then you found out that your mother could petition the court.
Yes. Well, they told me that. They
Yeah.
said the only way we could get it is if my mother filed a petition with the court making an argument for why we deserved to see the file or needed to see the file, basically. And we did, and the letter came back, and they said they felt that full disclosure was in the interest of the family. So they let us see it.
Wow. And we're going to hear more about that as even in this evening. But I thought it was really fascinating when you said, had the historian not said, oh,
Yeah.
Sauk Centre.
Yeah.
Maybe your mother was born because your grandmother had been sentenced to this reform school.
Yeah.
The trail would have gone cold,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
it would have
were-
gone nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really indebted. Bill Milliken, shout out a union against unions. Yeah, he's a great historian.
Yeah, don't you love that? Where it's kind of like, who knew that one little thing where you go, oh, that broke it open, or that broke it open, which is what I love about this story.
Yeah.
So you're diving in and you're trying to connect the dots about, you're finding documents and you're finding letters and there's family lore, but you can only create so much of a life to fill in the story of what actually happened to V.
I only had a file
Right.
at the History Center, which they let me Xerox.
And so what I'm saying is, ultimately what happened in the book is why you mentioned it's also a work of fiction.
Yes.
Is that you had to create a
Right.
story between the dots.
Yes.
Right.
So there were all kinds of facts in the file, which felt like fiction to me, as files tend to. These sealed files have
Yeah.
a real fictional life. But in order to begin to think of what was it like to be her, what happened to her, yes, I began to imagine it and intersperse it with the facts.
Right. So she actually won a singing contest in 1933.
Yes, she was a singer.
Yeah. So you knew she was a singer. It was
It said in the file,
Yeah.
inmate's occupation, singer, entertainer.
So she's 13 when she wins the contest.
She's 13,
It's 15 when you pick up her life.
Yes.
Where she's singing in a club.
Yes.
And some of that is also, there was an actual club that was mentioned in the file. There was,
Yes.
So there again, you're kind of putting this together as to what her life might have been like.
Mm-hmm.
And she's singing in the club. She's 15. The special friend, the owner of the club, whether that is a relationship, whether that's a good thing, whether that's a safe thing, but it felt like something that was worth pursuing for you in the fiction of it.
Yes.
And then she becomes pregnant.
And he was 35.
He was 35.
Yeah.
And then she becomes pregnant. Mm-hmm. And in 1935, a 15-year-old pregnant girl has broken the law of what?
No law. None of the girls, none of the inmates had broken laws.
Right.
That's one very
Right.
particular,
Yes,
interesting
yes,
fact
yes.
about this place. But the girls were sent there for being immoral or in danger of being immoral. So they didn't have to break any law, but they were sentenced until 21. So in her case, she was sentenced at 15 for a 6-year sentence. The 8-year-olds were sentenced for 13 years. The 11-year-olds were sentenced for
Exactly.
10 years.
I mean, there was also the offense of incorrigibility.
Yes, incorrigibility. But actually, in the time she was there were a smaller number of incorrigible girls than immoral girls.
Okay, good. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So we kind of move forward a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't want those incorrigible girls.
Right.
We'll take the immoral one. But I'm sorry, 8?
Immoral
How immoral
at
are you
8?
at 8? Mm-hmm. And then are they fleeing a home that's not safe? So I want to move on to this song in the musical.
Beautiful. I
Based
love
on this.
everything to do with
Yes.
them.
The mentally subnormal girl. She's an easy mark, victim of her lack of guile. She might make an acceptable mother
Someday. A susceptible and younger girl, unprotected and at risk, doesn't see the danger everywhere. Often she's forced into
Oh, such a shame,
such a shame. We will take the wayward, scrub her free of sin, fill her with his good word, rehome her ill-fated kin, set her on the right path, school her for success, rid her of her defects, monitor as she progresses.
Page 87. Minnesota Homeschool for the Girls at Sauk Centre. Statistics for fiscal year ending June 30th, 1936.
Offense against society, disorderly conduct,
1 girl.
incorrigibility,
10 girls.
truancy,
3 girls.
immorality,
79 girls.
Age. Age 9 years old.
1 girl.
Age 10.
1 girl.
Age 13.
2 girls.
Age 14.
13 girls.
Age 15.
21 girls.
Age 16.
22 girls.
Age 17.
32 girls.
Age 18.
9 girls.
Age 19.
1 girl.
Race: white,
247 girls.
Negro,
7 girls.
Mexican,
1 girl.
Indian,
25 girls.
The woman of good character, she falls for tricky lies, can't escape her circumstance, no matter how she tries.
The fatally delinquent girl, unrepentant and aloof, disregards the consequence. Maternity's the proof.
Exhibit A. We will take the wayward, scrub her free of sin, fill her with his good word, rehome her ill-fated kin, set her on the right path, school her for success, rid her of her defects, monitor as she progresses.
And her here safely keep.
Jonatha Brooke, Laurie Flanigan Hegge. I want to ask you two, so now you are adapting this incredible book dealing with the search for the truth. What inspired you two to say yes to this project of turning this beautiful work into a musical?
For those of you who have read it, understand what an incredible book it is. And reading it, it feels like there's so much space in there for breathing and embodiment and imagination. And Sheila has given us lots of leeway to breathe our own space into this book and work with these characters in this material. It's just really incredible. The subject matter really, none of us are untouched by it, right? So we understand it cellularly, and if not personally, we know people who've experienced this. Mm-hmm. And frankly, the clock is turning back the wrong way.
No, totally. No, totally. Right. What brought you, Jonatha?
I just saw songs everywhere. When I read the book, I saw songs everywhere. And I think it was the space that Sheila left. And it's a memoir in fragments. And so I love the fragments and the bits and pieces. And also it does speak to me as a book and songs that are about all of us.
Yeah.
You know, it's just sadly so very apropos of this moment.
Yes.
Jonatha, you were saying that you purposely were using a sort of a modern vernacular when you wrote the songs. And then like with Matrons of the Wayward, the song that we just heard, turning the language on its head, you know, in sort of a satirical way, because it can resonate then with any time.
I felt like, I think Laura and I both felt really importantly that we find the lightness of some of the subject matter. We didn't want it to all be dirges and sadness. And so that was part of the real quest, to like take the language, turn it on its head, and actually find some humor in it. So like using the statistics in the book as a funny chorus of like the mentally subnormal girl, like who says that? That's just so stupid. And I was gonna swear, sorry. And like
everyone is waiting for somebody to swear.
For instance, well, there's a chapter it was the first thing I was like, oh, I have to write that song. It's called How to Become a Sex Delinquent. And I'm like, well, I'm going to write that tune. That's going to be the opening number because, like, it's a musical. So it was part of, like, the gift of Sheila.
If you looked in either of our copies of the books, you would see things that are circled and say lyric, song.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So you're going to give us a piece of this next song, and it's the close of Act 1. V is dealing with a lot of chaos right now, right? She's fallen for the nightclub owner. She's discovered she's pregnant. She's just been sentenced to Sauk Centre, and she's 15. And it's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. She's been discovered. She can't hide her pregnancy. There's no turning back at this point. And she doesn't have an ally or a friend in the world at this point in the story.
Okay, we're going to hear a piece of this song now.
Yeah, this comes at the end of Act 1, so it's like everyone's there, the cop, the mom, the
judge,
the doctor. It's a mess.
Everyone but the father.
Okay. You're right. How do I run? How do I stay? Why is the entire world tilting this way? And who made the rule that I never have a say? I'm afraid of tomorrow, but I'm desperate today. I'm in trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. I'm in trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. I've ever known, cheeks to my pinky bone, all day long, the whole night through, my broken heart, my love for you. Trouble, 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 trouble. I'm in trouble, 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 trouble. You cozy up with gangsters. Trouble, trouble. I think I'm gonna faint. But trouble, trouble. You won't name the father. Trouble, trouble. Don't tell him, kitten, don't do it. But trouble, I'm in trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. I'm in trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Said child is hereby declared and judged a delinquent and is committed to the care of the Minnesota Home School for Girls in Sauk Centre, Minnesota until the age of 21. Let the judgment be entered accordingly. 6 years at Sauk Centre.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, Sheila, you've created this world of what incarceration at Sauk Centre may have been like for V, and you've dug up all these, and it's in the book, all these found documents, magazine articles, and there's this speech from a 1919 state conference of the Child Welfare Board in St. Paul, delivered by the first superintendent of the Minnesota Home School for Girls at Sauk Centre, Fanny French Morse. And Fanny talks about the purpose of the homeschool. And Laurie's going to read that page.
The motive of the institution, a social readjustment of the girl who through disadvantage has become a social offender or social misfit. Its purpose, the making of decent wives and mothers and homemakers. The girl's first loaf of bread is to her a greater pride than is many a college diploma. One purpose of the institution, training for home life. Education through books is a slow process, nor have most of our girls a basis for such. No girl leaves without a higher ideal.
Ready?
Yep.
First they take your clothes and your autonomy, then they break you of the girl you thought you'd be, keep you safe till you atone for your abomination. Ration food so you're too weak to make a break, add insult to injury until you shake, rehabilitate you with their godly education. But there's no graduation. Bastard nation, wayward station. They tell you that it's truly for the best. Segregate you so you'll never know the rest when you go to tell the story. But someone's got to tell the story.
Telling the story. I want Jonathan and Laurie to sing one more song, and then we're going to go back to my conversation with Sheila. But Sheila so beautifully created this connective tissue to give V a life, and you have given her a voice to question, to wonder, to express herself, to appeal. So this next song, she's just gotten to Sauk Centre, and everyone that gets to Sauk Centre initially is stripped, searched, and then thrown into solitary.
$2,036 more days to play the prisoner, and just as many nights to drown in my despair. Why couldn't I be someone else, somewhere else, anywhere? No Mr. C, no club, no love, no M, no music. I'm silenced as I watch my old life disappear. No one would ever find me anyway, now that I'm here. Table, dresser, chair, one dress, one pair of regulation underwear, solitary quarantine. Mother Mary, I'm just 15. Wake me from this awful dream. There's no one near to hear me scream. Table, dresser, chair. Table, dresser, chair.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Jonatha and Laurie will be back in a little bit with more songs. So, in a recent interview, do you want to say something?
I do.
Please.
I didn't realize till you said right then that they have given V her voice. That is one of the things that's so emotional for me about it, because in the book, I am writing about V.
Yeah.
And in this, V speaks for herself.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Laurie and Jonathan. Finally, she gets to speak for herself.
Yeah, she gets to speak for exactly. I heard in a recent interview you were talking about there were things that you discovered in your search that surprised you, you didn't expect to find. You said first you thought you were just going to find answers about your family. That's
yes.
Yeah. But instead you uncovered this history.
Yes.
About how we treated incarcerated young girls who did nothing criminally.
Right.
With these records sealed for 100 years, how do we people know about it?
No one knew about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, no one.
Right.
There is just no historical record of this really happening in Minnesota. It was a very difficult search. It was a breadcrumb search.
Right. And you took that search.
Yes,
but you were
I'm
talking
still
about,
on it.
Yeah, you're still on it. And you talk about book signings and how people will come up to you.
Yeah.
And they will say, oh, I think my mother was there, or I was there, or there's this one woman who reached out to you and her mother was a music teacher.
Yes.
Yes, tell that story.
She came to my publication reading. When I wrote the book, I would say to myself, you're always delusional working on things like this, but my delusion, which sustained me, was that there's going to be people who want this story. Like,
Yes.
there's going to be people connected to this
Yeah.
buried history that are like, oh my God, it's finally been told. This woman came, her mother had been the music teacher at Sauk Centre. She waited in a very long line at my book signing, and she had a little notebook, stenographer's notebook from 1935 pressed
Wow.
against her chest.
Wow.
And she said, my mother taught there. And like James Comey, she took notes.
Wow.
Which was, I'll never forget her saying this. And I was like, oh my God, there's proof. There's proof
Yes.
somewhere. There's proof, you know. And then her mother had passed years before. She had moved on from all her mother's things, but she said she held on to these few things from this place because her mother was so disturbed by what she had witnessed. And in this notebook, she wrote down like how horribly they punished the girls,
Yeah.
the treatment of them. And I was able to read a little bit of it, and I opened it, and the first page that I opened to was V singing. She said something, she held this note for a very long time.
And you open it up and there's V and you're
There
like,
was
and,
V.
And talking about singing. Yeah.
She was singing, yeah.
Oh my gosh. See,
And
that
because she
is-
was this remarkable singer.
Yeah.
And again, I had more proof of that.
Wow. See, it's all just amazing. You talk about the intergenerational trauma that we live with for all of our different circumstances.
Yes.
Did all of it make more sense after finding these records?
Yes, everything made
secrets?
sense.
Yeah.
Everything about my family made sense. Nothing about this history made sense.
Oh.
You know, like, what was this operation?
Right.
It took me a very long time to make sense of the fact that for no crime, these girls were sent there for this length of time. It didn't make sense. So it took me a long, long time to get legal context and all that sorted out.
Right. But when you were talking about this sort of what the secrets do, we internalize them.
Yeah.
Like the body knows even if we don't.
Yes.
And
Well, I knew.
And you made a comment to me. You said, the more you knew, the more you could heal.
Yes. I believe that's true.
Yeah. And you also said, we're made whole through knowing.
Yes.
And I was saying to her, one of our conversations, I was saying, I'm so fascinated by, kind of what makes us, how we move through life and what affects us. And you said, oh, the why of us. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I know, did you hear the room going, oh my God, is that not brilliant? I'm sorry, is that
And
not
people
fucking
need to know
brilliant?
that.
I just swore. Is that not fucking brilliant? No, the why of us. That's your next book. Could that be your next book? It doesn't have to be, but if you wanted it to be.
It's a good title. I
Could
may
you do
just
something
steal
with
it.
the
Yes,
book?
yes.
Okay, you can have. You don't have to steal it. You can have it. You said it. I'm
I
just
know, I'll
repeating
take it.
The why of us. I thought it was beautiful. So, V at 15 is navigating a situation that she's being blamed for.
Yeah. This is my quiz, how to become a sex delinquent. And the first line is, it's difficult to accomplish on your own.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. There's that. There is that. These guys have a wonderful song that will follow this discussion.
Okay.
Go for it.
Is it that?
It's that
Oh.
one. Yeah. Prepare.
Oh, no.
First you'll need a cousin, a neighbor or a teacher, telling you you're lovely, come and play a secret game. Father, uncle, stranger, maybe the town preacher. Pretty girls are everywhere, and men so weak they're hard to blame. Once you're past the shock of leaving your sweet childhood, you might even tell yourself that you're in love. It's such an ancient story running through the wildwood. desperate for possession by the one you hold above. But you think he's the only one.
I did too.
But soon you'll be the lonely one, the girl that the world will shun, forever in between, a child and the kindness of 15.
Page 69. Where did that girl go? Those girls. V, not only V now. V, yes, but V also a statistic. V about to be a girl among the thousands who were held. June about to be a baby among babies whose birth stories can't be known. Stories sealed into silence. But wasn't that the point?
Practice till you're perfect. Shrug away your questions. The heart wants what the heart wants. There's no telling it to stop. Almost an adult now, you're scornful of suggestions. Trapped here as your body flaunts the consequence of you. Think he's the only one.
I did too.
But soon you'll be the lonely one, knowing they've just begun, living the in-between, a woman and the kindness of 15.
Wow. Wow. Jonatha, thank you so much. Jonatha and Laurie, thank you so much. That song, tell me about writing that song. It just resonates. It feels like it just resonates with so much that's so much.
Well, I don't know anyone who's not in this song. I don't know any woman who is not in this song.
Right.
It was my experience, willingly, but like in retrospect, was it? Like, why was I 16 going out with a 34-year-old? Why did he come to my high school graduation? That was weird. Where were my anyway?
Your parents thought it was okay.
I'm not sure where they were.
Yeah.
They were there, but they weren't quite there. So anyway, this was another gift song from Sheila. I mean, somewhere in that book, I saw Kindness of 15. I'm like,
yeah,
must write this song.
Oh.
So yeah, this is everybody's song.
Yeah. And Laurie, did you have any?
Well, this is, for me, also a song where Sheila comes into form in our story. And one of my favorite characters in our version is Sheila, and knowing Sheila and her fullness and embodying her in this song really just, it brings us in as also having the wisdom of the time of my life now. I think about what it means to be raising a daughter in a different world, and how the mistakes I made because of the mistakes we made in my generation. So just like you said, it's for all of us, and for all of us at different times in our lives too, right? Our young us and older us too.
It's just beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sheila, I can't hear this song and not think of the Epstein victims as well.
Sealed records.
Yes.
Always wonder about the sealed records.
Right. And the courage that they are showing by speaking up and sharing their stories.
Yeah.
And are we listening this time? Are we listening? And are we believing them? I have to share a quote. There's a quote from one of the victims at that press conference. It really struck me in light of your story. And she said, "We are no longer whispers. We are one powerful voice, too loud to ignore, and we will never be silenced again." And that is just exactly what,
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Thank you, brave women.
Right. And so I want to know, are we believing V now? Are we believing her now?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a matter of how much do we care.
Right.
I think people believe it now because we know enough to know it's absolutely true. You can't keep turning away from it. But then the question is, how much do we care when women are victimized, when children are victimized? How much does it matter to us?
So in sort of V's journey, so she's at Sauk Centre and she's been sent there for some silly reason. And now she's about to have a baby at 15 with no guidance. No, it's just like, go for it, kid, right? And she's trying to sort of cope with all that, right?
Yeah.
And it's assumed, wasn't it assumed at the time from what you found out that most of the girls gave up their, or were sort of forced to give up their children for adoption?
Well, they were forced to give up their children because they were going to be there for a long time.
Right,
so there was no one to raise them.
Right.
You know, they could go to their families, which is what my mother did, went to the family. Yeah.
You turned me on to this podcast called Liberty Lost.
Yep.
It's about what they call the godparent home at Liberty University. Jerry Falwell's.
Right now.
Yeah, it still exists. And the young teenagers are sent there often by their very, very conservative parents. Something's wrong with you. You've sinned. You need to go have your baby and you give it up to a good Christian home. That's how you repent your sins. And it was interesting is even the journalist who put the podcast together, she said she didn't realize how much the lack of choice comes into not every adoption situation, of course not, but in so many adoption situations where there's a lack of choice.
Right.
It's like, well, you're 15, you're in Sauk Centre till you're 21, so you can't be the parent.
Right.
And yet V was not convinced that she couldn't someday reunite.
I think she held out hope.
Yeah. There were other things that was interesting. So she has the baby. And there's a law at the time on the books that the unmarried girls there have to breastfeed for 3 months. And that's a law.
All unmarried women in Minnesota had to breastfeed for 3 months.
Oh, all women in Minnesota. Okay.
If you were unmarried.
Yes.
It was a form of reparation, they said,
Yeah.
for having gotten pregnant out of wedlock.
So here's the thing. So there's 3 months of bonding that's happening. And then the child is taken away.
Yeah.
So I want to know, do you think, because you wondered about, going back to sort of the DNA and the trauma, that your mother, sort of the abandonment or the separation, the trauma there, did she not internalize that maybe?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely did. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Right. I mean, they know that now. They have all the research behind that with the attachment and mother-infant bonding and everything. Yes. Primal wound,
Right.
The baby taken from the parent. Yep.
So there's a beautiful story that you share in your book. It's 2001, and you and your mother are at the History Center, continuing your sort of search through the records that you've now been allowed to see because you petitioned the court.
Yeah.
I'd love you to share that
You want
story.
me to read it or just tell it? Up
Well-
to you. Well, I'll just tell you. We were
Okay.
at the History Center, and my mother saw in the file that she had been breastfed for 3 months. Now, we couldn't make sense of that at the time. That was another 15 years before I had a context for that.
Okay.
There was yet another one of the mysteries that was in that file.
Okay.
But my mother said I was breastfed for 3 months, and then they took me. Doesn't that seem cruel?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, very cruel. I mean, I had children by that time. So yeah, I knew the weight of that. But then a few pages in, she said, oh, it says right here, V wanted to keep me. She wanted to keep me.
Oh.
And my mother, I mean, you'd have to know her. She was just like I always said, I have a heart of stone, is what she'd say, but cheerfully. But she did say it all the time. But that moment when she said, she wanted me.
Yeah.
She wanted to keep me. Was like a transformation that just came over her.
Right.
And I think that healed something in her.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, it couldn't work miracles because the years had passed,
Yeah.
But
And Jonatha has a beautiful song that ties into all of this.
one of the other things in the book, there was a knitting part where the girls were made to learn housey things, knitting and cleaning
Things
and
I
serving
hate.
and cooking, and that quote about the bread being like better than reading a book. Come on now.
Yeah.
So this grew out of that knitting idea. I thought it was a sort of good meditative thing, and also moving to think that maybe she was knitting something for
For a baby.
Don't let your heart break here. Just play your part until you can disappear. Knit one pearl to hide away all you hold dear. Don't let them see love coming. Deep in my dreams I'm free. But now that you're here and I'm awake, you're all I see. Knit one pearl to count the days till we'll both be far from here and on our own. But till then it's knit one pearl to you're my one true. Knit one pearl to I'm in love with you. How is it possible? How is it fair? The soft of your skin, the sheen of your silky hair. Knit one pearl to wrap this blanket around you when you're alone and I'm not there. But till then it's knit one pearl to you're my one true. Knit one pearl to I'm in love with you. So don't let your heart break here. Just let her know there's love before you disappear.
Jonatha Brooke. Thank you so much. That beautiful piece is called Waltz for June. And now I would like to please welcome to the stage Autumn Mason with the Minnesota Prison Doula Project. Autumn, come on up. Okay, like Sheila, I'm going to go through a quick little bio of you, Autumn, for those that want to know more. So you are the program manager with the Minnesota Prison Doula Project. You started as a client, experiencing your third pregnancy while incarcerated at Shakopee Prison in 2014. You then became a certified doula and an advocate, family trauma professional, and community health worker with a passion for supporting justice-impacted families, children, and newborns. You are now raising awareness nationally on the harms, and we were just talking about the harms of systems on children, families, and communities through your short documentary film called Autumn, which will be out soon in October, right?
Yes.
And through public speaking engagements around the country. So, Autumn, your experience giving birth in prison 10 years ago. Well, your daughter's 11 now.
11 now.
Yeah, 11 now. 2 weeks before you gave birth, they had just overturned the shackling law here in Minnesota. There are still 10 states, I believe, that still have the shackling law on the books. Anyway, so in 2014, you've just had your baby.
Yeah. So I, again, went to Shakopee 8.5 months pregnant and was introduced to a doula through the Minnesota Prison Doula Project, which was a great blessing, in my opinion, as there are no family members or support members that are allowed in the birthing room. And when I did get ready to deliver, I was very anxious about the passing of that law, if I would have my baby before or after. Fortunately, she was born 14 days after. However, during the period of my after delivery, there was an officer that came over into the shift change who was unaware of the passing of the law and did shackle me to the bed after my doula was gone. So it was a short period during that time, and the officer who relieved her was very, very sorry that it happened to me.
Yeah. So you become a doula yourself.
Yeah, I was able to. So after I got out and I was able to reunify with my family, which I was blessed to be able to have my mother and sister care for my children.
Are they here?
They are. My mother and sister over there.
Welcome. Thank you. Yay.
Which makes the story of V so much, it touches me in such a different way also, because I was fortunate that my family was supportive but also respected our relationship and helped nurture that reunification, right? And so that was such a intimate experience for me. Once I got out and I was able to start my healing journey, I wanted to be able to support other families and mothers and children so that they didn't have to face the same trauma of the separation. And so I was able to start working with the Doula Project.
I know. Don't you love that? Don't you want whatever you're doing, that then the person that is like, oh, that's a cool thing, I want to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and you don't realize it. It's kind of like, I've said this before, but nobody plans on being a role model.
Right.
I mean, you don't like, I'm going to be a role model today. No, it's not up to you, dude. Anyway, but I mean, here was a situation where obviously you were so influenced and felt cared for, and it was like, well, maybe I could do that, and look what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I have to acknowledge that one of the main people who helped motivate and mentor me into this work is also here today. I don't want to put her on the spot.
Oh, go ahead. Put her on
but
the
she's
spot.
right in the back, Ray. She's one of the founding mothers of the Minnesota Prison Doula Project. And she was one of my doulas and parent educators when I was at Shakopee. And so being able to transition into this career path with her, and now we're able to train advanced prison doulas throughout the country and spread this work has been, just
I just love the story. So what is the work that you're doing now? What is the focus that you're doing now?
Yeah, so the Minnesota Prison Doula Project has grown rapidly over the last few years, as you realize that the parenting support is needed so much for these families that are often forgotten in our communities and in our society, right? So right now we are continuing to provide doula services. We've expanded to providing doula services throughout the state. Places that we can't physically be, we help coordinate doulas that are in that location. We also are providing parenting education now for both mothers and fathers as we support the whole family dynamic here in the local community correction facilities.
Which is new, to bring in the fathers.
To bring it into the fathers. The Department of Correction has actually offered us a contract to do it in the men's prisons starting next year as well.
Oh, so that hasn't started yet?
It has not started. The jails, we're in the jails.
Oh, you're in the jails.
In the community jails, but not in the prisons quite yet.
Wow, but no, that's a big, huge step.
It was a huge step in the right direction, right? And so we also have, and this is something that stood out about your experience with your grandmother in June, a lactation program that is operated by one of our doulas here, Evelyn Hegge.
Yes.
We're able to provide lactation supplies, breast pumps, storage products, as well as we're able to ship and deliver to the baby wherever they are.
When I was doing some research and trying to figure out, kind of what the organization was doing and your history, and the term no prison births. There, she's got it on her thing, no prison births.
Well, this is No One Births Alone, but no prison births is our goal.
So the goal is how to not separate the parent and the child while the parent is serving out their term, right? What is happening with that? What's the latest with that?
Well, one amazing thing that we achieved here in Minnesota is in 2021, our governor passed into law the Healthy Start Act. And the Healthy Start Act allows women who are pregnant and up to 1 year postpartum to remain in community alternatives to incarceration with their baby. So we're moving in that right direction, right? There's also been the most recent Minnesota Rehabilitation and Reinvestment Act that offers early release incentives. Parenting education is one of the ways to earn those early release incentives, and that is one of the ways that we're trying to help get families back together sooner.
Yeah. Where do you think you're headed?
Well, hopefully ending prison births.
Yeah.
And keeping families together, ending that cycle of generational trauma that we see is prevalent but not spoken often about in our communities. We are moving to a place where families can be together, stay together, and we can prevent the introduction into the criminal justice system.
Right.
So preventative as well.
So your documentary, and you were saying your documentary, and I actually wrote it down here. Your documentary is, hang on for a second. Well, you know what it is. What am I telling you? I'm saying, did you know your documentary was? No. Let me tell you what her documentary is about. No, I'm sorry. No, I wanted to make sure I was focused here. Because I love what you say here. The experience of the child and their caregivers while their parent/mother is incarcerated. And two of the people you interview, or some of the people you interview in your documentary, were your family members that took care of your children. Because you had 2 children before your prison birth.
Yeah, they were 5 and 2.
Yeah, so 5 and 2, and then you have your newborn.
Yep.
So you were interviewing them, what their experience was like. Is that what?
Yeah. That was actually a very intimate conversation because after 10 years, we hadn't had that conversation, and there were questions.
Oh, with them you had not?
Yeah, no. And some of the things that they, shared with me while we were filming were the first time that I was hearing about it too. Things like, so I had my daughter and we did not have the lactation program at that time. She wasn't able to receive breast milk like the rest of my children had. And she also had GERD at a very early age. So she wasn't able to tolerate a lot of milk. To hear of all the things my mom had to go through, especially because they didn't also qualify for many public resources and public assistance because of my situation. And here I am in prison and they're taking care of my food and housing and providing my clothing, and my innocent children who hadn't done anything were going without, and my family had to do everything they could to bind together to make sure that they were provided for.
Yeah, and so for them to say to you, this was challenging, or this was, we were trying to kind of keep it together, because they're thinking they want to do the right thing as well.
And they didn't want to worry me anymore, but they were carrying the burden of the worry by themselves.
Right. The ripple effect, as you talk about. You talk about the ripple effect.
I'd often say when I was incarcerated that I was the person that was guilty, but my children were paying and serving the consequence. And I really wanted our community to understand that obviously we make mistakes, but the child is born innocent. And if not for anything, let's be focused on what's best for them so they have an opportunity and aren't forced into a situation where their cycle is continued.
Just terrific what you're doing.
Thank you.
Isn't it just terrific? I'm just so... Thank you, Sheila, for suggesting this organization. One last thing I want to mention. So I had done my little deep dive, and Autumn did her own little deep dive. So we had our first conversation, and she had sort of checked out our website. And you said to me, we have a mutual friend. And I said, oh, we do? Okay, cool. And she said, Brittany Delaney. I'm sure some of you remember, spoken word artist. Yes, beautiful, powerful spoken word artist. And she was with us for several years. And she unfortunately lost her battle with lupus 2 years ago. And is no longer with us. And tomorrow would be her 35th birthday.
Yeah.
That would be Brittany's birthday. And so you were like, Brittany Delaney? And I'm like, what? And you went to high school with her.
I grew up with Brittany. And from childhood. So, and I remember when she was going through her fight and she fought hard.
She did.
I remember her going live on Facebook one time shortly before she was succumbed from her illness and saying that she was fighting for her children. She wasn't doing anything more than that, just to fight for her 2 children. And that stuck with me. And I remember thinking, like, the things mothers do
to
be there for our children.
Right. And look what you're doing to be there for your children. Thank you, Autumn Mason.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, guys.
much. Thank you so much, Autumn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's you. You're up, baby.
This is called I'll Take It From Here. Everyone that I held dear has failed me, and nothing is as clear as it once seemed. You have told me who I am and what to do and where to go. I have listened, but now you listen to me. I'll take it from here. I'll succeed or I will fail, but I will decide. I'll take it from here. I catch my breath and count to 10. I won't be denied again. My childish dreams, my naive plans, my love for June, they're careening past my reach and my control. You can take your love and keep your money, but not my will and not my way. At least you will not take my body and my soul. 'Cause I'll take it from here. I'll succeed or I will fail, but I will decide. I'll take it from here. I catch my breath and count to 10. I won't be denied. And I'll open my eyes. I will open my eyes. I may not know right now. I will find my way. I can't wait to see the city in the sun.
Thank you, Jonatha. That was there's a song in the musical where V's sort of feeling her empowerment possibilities.
Yeah, she's actually dressing herself for the first time. She is actually saying, give me those boots, give me those pants, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And it's this moment that is very empowering.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. I want to ask just a couple more questions for you, Sheila, and then we're going to have our final song. So V does try to escape to see her baby. It's given to her mother and one of her sisters.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of V's sisters adopts her. Mm-hmm.
And she tries to escape, and she's caught, and she's returned.
Oh, early on she escapes once.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
meant.
and then she's caught and returned.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the first time she tries to escape.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm saying the whole point is she's trying to get to June.
Yes,
She's
yes.
trying to get to June. Eventually, all the girls get paroled to a family home, and then you learn how to cook and clean and basically be a servant,
Yes.
even though they think you're becoming like a good woman,
18 to 21, you're the servant.
Yeah, you're the servant.
Mm-hmm.
And she ends up escaping from there,
Yes.
and she succeeds.
Yes.
She succeeds. But she never does as we know, she doesn't end up with June. She never reunites
No.
with June. No. You said to me that sometimes when you're creating the world, you found things that you had imagined were actually true,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was fascinating. It's like the evidence you created, like fiction is a miracle.
Yeah. I thought I was making things up, and they all turned out to be
Yeah,
true.
yeah, right.
Yeah. About the life, those girls, what happened to them there.
And the girls, of course, were instructed to never talk about it, never tell their stories, because no one will believe you anyway, right? Because you were in a homeschool or reform school, no one's going to believe you anyway. No one's going to care, right? Shame is a tremendous silencer.
Mm-hmm.
During the workshop production of this, there was a workshop production of this at the U of M with students, and you were sitting in the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and you said you were so absorbed,
You're like, that's like what's happened to my mom.
Yeah. That was
And you're like, wait a minute, that
seriously
is my mom.
crazy, but true.
Yeah.
I was sobbing watching it, and then I was like, "Oh, that reminds me of what happened to my mom." And I was like, "Oh, that is my mom." But they just have so owned it. They've just made it their own piece, like.
Well, and you're a character in the play as well. What do
I
you
guess
think?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
How does that feel?
I just don't want to be put on the stage,
How
but
does-
otherwise it's great.
How does that feel, though?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's interesting because I'm in the book.
Yes, you're on the book.
I'm in the book.
You're in the book.
Yeah.
You're in the book. So the homeschool for girls in Sauk Centre is now a veterans home.
Yes.
During the course of writing this book, you went to visit the site.
Yes.
Yeah. And you talk about the unmarked graves
Yes.
that are there, that are still in the site.
It's an unmarked graveyard
Yeah.
with the babies' graves.
Babies' graves.
Maybe the girls too. I mean,
maybe the
nobody
girls.
ever tended to it. It was in a farmer's field. But the girls knew where it was, and the locals all knew where it was. And, they took me to see it.
To me,
The Sauk Centre people.
It struck me that through this, sharing this story and putting this out in the world and giving V a life and giving V a voice, I think you're putting names on those graves.
I hope so.
I think you
I
are.
hope
I know I
so.
get touched by that, but don't you think? It's not just V's story.
I want to
but
just
all
give a
these
name
girls'
to all of
stories.
them.
All
I
these
want
girls'
them all
stories.
to
All
be
these-
known and seen. And
Yeah. And so, Laurie and Jonatha, the last song in the musical, Laurie, you tell us about this.
Yeah, we really wanted in the book. We don't see V seeing Sheila seeing V, but in our version of events, we wanted V to know that she was seen, and we wanted Sheila to know that V saw her.
Oh.
And so in our show, we're writing toward this ending where the two of them are in the same shared space together, and they sing this song, which is a moment of grace for both of them.
Yeah.
Shadows in the water, shadows in my mind, shadows long forgotten, the ones I'd left behind, hiding in the corner, just around the bend. I think I see you, then you're gone again. Oh, shadows in my mind. Oh, will I ever find? Oh, just around the bend. I think I see you, then you're gone again.
Shadows in the darkness, shadows in the light, comfort in the cold and solace in the night. I pray for your forgiveness.
Evening is coming fast. A prayer to hold me till the shadows pass. I'll be your best defense.
Shadows in the light.
I'll bear the consequence.
Praying through the night.
I'll tell the story.
Sunrise brings relief.
I will be the evidence. I will be the evidence. I will be the evidence of V.
I can see you.
I'm at
peace.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jonatha Brooke and Laurie Flanigan Hegge. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sheila O'Connor, please. Thank you, Sheila O'Connor. Oh my gosh. Autumn Mason. Thank you so much, Autumn Mason. Zippy Laske, Silvia Pontaza. Thank you, thank you. I also want to thank Erica Cook, our live captioner. And I want to thank John Robinson, our engineer, and our crew, our amazing crew, Lexi Carlson, and our incredible volunteer, Carolyn Denton. Bonnie Allen, thank you for taking our pictures, and thank you to the staff at Crooner Supper Club. A big thank you to our sponsors for tonight, Bruce McCaffrey and Nancy Scott and David O'Connor. Please visit our website at islandofdiscardedwomen.com to learn all about our upcoming shows and to listen to our podcast. And we will be back very soon with another live Island of Discarded Women. Thank you, everybody. I'm Sue Scott. Thank you so much.